Hey everyone, I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I hope that you've had a really great week here. Sorry about last week, you all. So, for those of you who tuned in last week live, I was not able to make it live, unfortunately, because of a situation in trying to get back from Miami. However, I am back live today. So thanks for those who are starting to join here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment, and I am here live here today. But I really want to take the time today to talk to you all about obviously mental health and your wellness plan as we continue to move into this year here. And for those of you who are new to Mental Health Moment, welcome. It's Dr. Hammond. And for those of you who tune in every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, welcome back. And I wanted to make sure that I know that I mean, if especially if you've been here for a couple years here, right? On Mental Health Moment, there's so much to think about when it comes to mental health and when it comes to your wellness. But today, I really want you to be thinking about checking in with yourself and where you're at with your whatever your goals have been for your mental health, right? Because all of us have different goals socially or emotionally or physically, spiritually, wherever you are placing the priority in your life. And greetings to you as well. Thanks for joining. But wherever you're putting the priority in your life, all of our goals are different. There's no right or wrong. It's just what is it that you want for your mental health and wellness. So I really strongly encourage you to think about taking a step back. Well, one of two things: either taking a step back and making a conscious effort to do so, to assess where am I at, how am I feeling, where am I at? Maybe you made yearly goals, maybe you made some goals last year, wherever you're at without judgment, right? And what can you still continue to do to move forward to those goals? And hi, thanks for those who are still joining here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. And true story, today actually for me, I really like taking I really like making a commitment to self care. But I also like taking what I call mental health days, which is a buzz term nowadays, I feel like, but really mental health days. Before it was even called mental health days, I was trying to take those at least here and there because it's so important for us to be resetting and recharging, right? And hi, welcome for those who are still starting to join here. And what happened today in my time of, again, just having a mental health day, just thinking about exactly what I'm telling you all today, like where am I at, how am I doing? It's been a really crazy busy year thus far for me. Um and and I didn't even realize until like halfway through the day, like just being able to take some deep breaths. I didn't realize how much tension my body had. I didn't realize, because for those of you who are not new to mental health moment, half the time I'm on the road or in some other city or traveling or walking through an airport doing mental health moment or something, right? So I didn't even realize until today how much my body was holding tension, and it was like, what do I need to do? And phone calls and emails and all these things. But today it's like, I was like, no, it's a mental health day, right? And it's weird sometimes because sometimes that can happen to us. So sometimes, hopefully, you'll be very self-aware of where you're at, which is great. But sometimes, and it's okay, you may be like, I need a break, right? You need, even if it's an hour, even if it's 30 minutes, whatever time you have for you. And in that time, when you really start to take some deep breaths and to calm down, you might realize, man, I was even more stressed than I thought I was, because you recognize that in this calmer place. So it's amazing how that happens, actually. Um, and thank you also for those who are still starting to join here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. And today we're really talking about what I call like a mindset check. So you checking in with you to see where are you at, and that might take, you might need whatever it is you need. So if I'm on mental health moment, I welcome all religions, ethnicities, races, every belief system here. So if you have a spiritual practice, let's say if you have prayer in your life, that might be the time for you that you're like, man, I need to check in. You might need to be even checking with a higher power, which is all good, right? So for you, it might be spiritual. If not, it might be your own meditation time that has nothing to do with your spiritual beliefs. It might be taking, like I said, a mental health day, which is good, or a mental health hour, or whatever amount of time that you have. But in those quieter moments, and I can speak on it professionally and personally, in those quieter moments, you really start to see, where are you at? Where is your mindset at? And you might be in a great place, which is amazing. Like mentally, you might be like, I'm good. Life is good. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling positive. I have whatever it is that you need. If it's self-confidence, or you have calmness in your life, you have peace of mind, you might be there mentally, which is amazing. But you might not be there, right? And your mind may be filled with worry or doubt, or depression, or whatever it is. Maybe you have a lot on your mind. Some of you know that, who follow me on Instagram, I always like to put a Tuesday tip out there, and today's Tuesday tip was a reminder for all of us that healing takes time. So all of us are on some journey of healing in some way or another. It might be something that happened to you in childhood. It might be something that happened to you yesterday, or this week, or last year, whenever. But just recognize that as we're all on this journey, it's so important for you to find the calm moments, as I call it, in the chaos, for you to really be thinking about, where is my mindset? So that is, yes, my reminder for you today, to really be thinking about checking in with your own mindset. Another thing I want to strongly remind you of: it is okay for you to focus on you. As you may have seen online, self-care is not selfish. It is okay to focus on you. And it actually can be very helpful for those around you also, when you focus on you. So important, because I get it. We're all busy. There's so many demands. I feel like with technology, between social media, emails and texts, and all these things that we have now, there are so many demands on our attention. But in the midst of all of that, and in the midst of the busyness, you still have to find time for you. It is critical for you to do that. And good evening for those who are still starting to join here. Someone said healing takes time. I like that. It really, really does. And the other thing I can say about healing is, please do not allow society or other people to tell you a couple things. One, how you should heal, and two, how long it should take you to heal from whatever it is that you may be going through. Uh, it just takes different amounts of time for people. And well, I will say, provided you're healing in a healthy way, there's unhealthy ways of healing, which we're aware of, and unhealthy things we can do to our body, to ourselves, to other people, right? Or healthier ways to healing. So provided you're on the healthier path, again, we all heal in different ways, which is why for the past couple of years here, I've been doing Mental Health Moment to encourage you to find your way of healing, encourage you to make sure that you are focusing on you when it comes to your wellness, when it comes to your mindset, when it comes to self-care, whatever form that looks like. You can Google it. If you're like, I don't know where to start with self-care, if you Google self-care, there's like 300 things that will come up. Okay. So there's so many options, but again, you have to do what works for you. I can tell you all the things I do for self-care. You may be like, I'm absolutely not interested in any of those things, right? Which is fine. Or you might enjoy some of those things. I don't know. But really, it's all about what works for you. Yep. Someone said, healing is an individual journey. Be kind to yourself. Yes. And I believe it was in February. Yes. We talked about that on Mental Health Moment. We talked about self-love and the words that you are, the thoughts that you have, and the words that you tell yourself, right? There's things that you probably tell yourself that you wouldn't say to your best friend, or you wouldn't say to your child or your grandchild or someone that you cared about. So why would you say those things to yourself? And again, not from a place of blame, but just as a place of thinking about what we're saying to ourselves. Very critically important. So again, if you missed that mental health moment, they're all on YouTube, the past mental health moments. So you can watch that one about self-love, which is so important. Someone else said, let's see, it's okay to say no, but for over 20 years, myself and friends have our time daily. I love that. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And that's another good point too, when it comes to recognizing and really seeing where is your mindset, what do you need, right? Sometimes you need more solo time. You're like, I need more time for me. I need, again, if it's prayer, if it's meditation, if it's taking a walk, if it's something active, if it's not something active, whatever it is for you that you need your downtime and you need your alone time, you may be in that space. Or you may be the opposite. You're like, I need more time with my friends, with my family. I need to be around my sources of positive support, right? So that's another thing when you're thinking about your mindset and checking in with yourself, what do you need, right? And working on gradually or quickly getting to that place where you can put into place your supports that you need. Someone said, self-care is not selfish. No, it's absolutely not. Um, remember to be remember to be kind to yourself and others around you as you heal. Yes. Um, oh man, being a psychologist and hearing thousands of stories throughout the past couple decades here. Well, not that many decades, but the past almost 2 decades, it feels like. Um, it's true. It's true. It's so important to remember to be kind to yourself and to others. I know that sometimes it's really hard, especially if you're in a place of emotional distress. It can be, that's a hard thing to do, but you're right, it is important to strive to do that, but sometimes it's hard. I mean, we see all the time on social media how people respond, which is terrifying, frankly. Some of the comments that people make and just tearing people down and all the negativity. And that's because a lot of people are coming from a place of hurt. Not that I'm justifying it, but we, obviously know why it's happening. But that's very, very true. It is important as much as possible that you remain kind. And again, one of my favorite quotes that I always see on social media is about how we are all on some level healing from something, right? So we all have a private battle that we're facing of whatever different proportions. So please be kind to others. So important. So thank you for that good reminder. Someone else said alone time is so important. And it really is sometimes. It is because you give yourself, reflection is a beautiful thing. You give yourself a chance to think, to stop and think. The world is busy. I mean, I feel like, especially with social media, I'm not anti-social media. Obviously, I'm on this platform with you all. However, it can be really busy. We're caught up with headlines. There's so much news. There's negativity. It's a lot for our brains to process. So when you get the time, or you make the time to have some quiet alone time, trust and believe your brain appreciates it. Your brain appreciates an opportunity to stop processing how busy and hectic and just fast moving the world can be sometimes. And it's great for your mental health as well. So someone else said, so thank you for that person that said that. And someone else said, put yourself first. Yes. So true. We're all in search of some healing. Yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. I know. I'm in the mental health field. I get it. I understand there's the stigma of mental health. We're not there yet. Hopefully one day we will be there as a society to talk about anything that's wrong with us, any type of mental health distress that we're in. But it's so true on some level with some issue or topic. We're all healing from something, and that's okay. It's okay. None of us are living perfect lives. There's no perfect person on the planet. We all have something that we may be dealing with. It's just a matter of how do you choose to deal with whatever situation that you're dealing with. Like, frankly, that's a huge solution. um, Not always easy to do, to deal with things as they come, right? In a healthy way, because it's hard. We have emotional pain. We're human, but very important. That's why I always talk about what we're talking about today. Get checking in with yourself. Where is your mindset, and are you prepared? Because even with the great things that happen in our lives, that could be stressful too. There's good stress and there's bad stress. There's things that happen to us that are really hard to deal with. And there's things that happen to us that are great things, but they're still stressful. So either way, are you preparing yourself and allowing yourself to be in the mental place to handle whatever it is that life is going to throw your way? That is hopefully a goal that you should have every day, to move toward, keep moving towards a better and better place and a better and better version of you. Um, Someone said, I wonder if I need a psychiatrist. I cry a lot. I'm always helping others, but when I need something, it's always no time to help, especially family. And I'm trying to stay to myself and stop helping others. You know what? And I'm glad you brought that up, because sometimes, actually not sometimes, a lot of times, a lot of us are givers, right? Which is it's a great thing to be a giver, but when you don't set proper boundaries for you, and when you don't set proper boundaries for you to the point where it's affecting your mental health, or you're really, really anxious, or you're really, really sad, or you're really struggling, right? Because you're giving so much and it's not being returned, that can take a toll on your mental health, which is why I know it's hard, but just make it as a goal. It's so important for us to put ourselves first. So critically important. And then we become the better versions of ourselves to give back to others, right? I'm all about giving. It's good to give, but it's also great to take care of you. And, for some of you, we're all in different situations. Some of your friends and families might be really demanding. You're like, this is exhausting, giving so much. Or the opposite, maybe they're very giving towards you. But again, it comes back to you sorting out, what is it that you need for your mental health? What is it that's most important for you? Someone said, yes, I made time to be alone and intentionally take even breaths. So good. That's one of my favorite things. It's so hard, as I always say, to even recommend taking deep breaths, because it sounds so simple, but it is powerful, you all. Taking the time. I do it. I try to do it every day as much as I can remember, but just literally sitting, even if it's for a minute, and taking deep breaths so you can literally cleanse your body and mentally try to just get some kind of clarity and slow things down. Very powerful and very important. So hopefully you can incorporate that. And for those of you taking notes, I know I'm listing a lot of things today, but again, I'm listing a lot because not everything's going to work for everyone. So you may be like, I don't want to do the deep breath thing. It doesn't work for me. Cool. Then maybe something else will work for you. Maybe you need to take a whole day, a mental health day, which is all good. Right? So again, use what works for you. Yep. Someone said, yep, that's me. I will put me first. I think you were talking about being a giver. And again, kudos to you all who just know, like, you're like, I am a giver, have a great heart, and I love to give, which is great. But especially for you, if I'm talking to you, you have to make sure you have your self-care. You have to make sure you're taking care of you first, because what happens a lot of times is that level of just, I got to give it to my family, I got to give my friends, I got to do everything for everyone, will lead to burnout for you. So to prevent that, make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Someone said, I have to take breaks from the stressors in my life. It's all about boundaries. Yes, it definitely is. Somebody said it's okay to set boundaries and to say no. It really is. And what's funny? It really depends on the season. For me personally, someone asked me once on an interview, they said, are you like just constantly saying no to people for things, like, because I tend to juggle a lot of different things, a lot of different projects. But honestly, it depends on the season. So some seasons I am in a season of no. And I'm like, I need to say no to a lot of things, a lot of different demands that are popping up. And sometimes I'm in a season of yes. And I'm saying yes to a lot of different projects, a lot of different demands. It really, again, it goes back to us, all of us, needing to make sure that we are knowing where are you at mentally. And it's okay. You know what? Some months, some years, or whatever, you're going to be drained. Okay. Everybody, like you're going to be physically and emotionally drained. And you're like, if I do one more thing, put one more thing on my plate, I don't think I can handle this, right? Or you could be in the opposite boat where you're energized and you're good and you have momentum and you're ready and you're in a great mental place, and it just varies. That is life. That is what happens to us. Different things happen to affect our energy, our moods, and uh our momentum, if you will, and that is okay. But most importantly, if you didn't get it the first 4 times I said it, this mental health moment, make sure you are checking in with yourself. Make sure you're doing a mindset check to see, where am I at? Where am I at on my mental health journey? What do I need? Someone said, know your limits. Yes, please, please be aware of your limits. Yep. Someone said, past trauma is coming back to haunt me. I'm not ready to face. Thanks for checking in. Absolutely. And that is, all of us have that on some different level, and that is okay. But knowing also what you need to do about that. So for some of you, I always tell you every mental health moment, if you need any mental health resources, if you need a mental health professional, I'm more than happy to do my best to try to direct you to the appropriate referrals and resources. So you can go to drnikishahammond.com. You can find me on social media, on Instagram or LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, any social media platform. You can always send me a message. Again, if you need a mental health professional, right, to help with these things, I'll try my best to connect you with someone. But the major thing is knowing, what do you need? And sometimes you need a break, like some of you said, which is okay. I take them too. I take my mental health days. I really do. And sometimes you need more than that. Sometimes it's to the point where, like, I need to speak to someone professionally. Nothing wrong with that. That is a great thing to do. Um, um, and someone said, yep, I'm emotionally drained. Someone said same. And that, you know what, the best thing about that though is recognizing that, and I mean, owning that and knowing where you're at and having that self-awareness, because that's the first step. And then when you know, okay, I'm emotionally drained, okay, now what? Right now, what do you have the energy to do, or what do you need at this time? Okay, those are the next steps. So self-love self-love first, them, and you can better share yourself. Yes. Yes, absolutely. So again, if you all need me before the next mental health moment, next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can reach out on drnikishahammond.com. You can, again, reach out on social media, any social media. You can connect with me, send me a direct message. I'm more than happy to try my best to get you the appropriate resources. Let's see, as far as upcoming speaking, I believe this month and next month, there are a couple places I will be speaking at, but it will be just for the organizations that I'm speaking to. So those are not public events. But the next time that it is a public event, of course, I will definitely let you all know. And if you guys want to join, if it's virtually or wherever it is in the US, I will definitely let you know. And for those of you who asked, I know some of you sent messages on social media about the TEDx talk that I did in Miami last week, which was so exciting. The video of that will be out in a couple weeks on the TED website, so I'll be sure to let you all know once it's out. If you guys want to watch it, it's about the state of children's mental health and what that looks like going forward for the future. And lastly, a reminder, the first Tuesday of every month, a mental health moment is dedicated specifically for children's mental health. So if you're new to mental health moment, that's what we do every first Tuesday of the month, is specifically related to children's mental health. So obviously that'll be next week. And I hope that you all have an amazing week. I am honestly always so excited to see so many of you all, and the fact that you're working on being a better version of yourself is amazing to me, and I'm excited for you. Please please continue to have hope. I know that there's a lot happening in the world, but please continue to have hope. This is a process. Trust your journey. As I always say, trust your journey and trust the process. And please continue to have hope. But if you need me, you know how to reach me, and I'll see you all next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page and YouTube Live and LinkedIn Live. So have a great week, you all. I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.